Nightline continues from New York City with Cynthia McFadden.
Tonight we investigate a high-stakes horse competition where the winner can stand to rake in millions. The alarming story of a breed of horses treasured for their prize-winning prance being abused on hidden camera by a handler wanting to improve their fancy footwork at a terribly painful price. Here's ABC's Brian Ross with tonight's Nightline Investigates.
Cynthia, Tennessee walking horses are known as sweet, gentle animals, which makes what you are about to see all that much more outrageous. A powerful video that documents just how far some will go to win ribbons and medals at prestigious horse shows. A warning, for some this video will be disturbing to watch, but without seeing it, it would be hard to believe such cruelty could be possible. Kentucky has its Derby, but Tennessee has its famed walking horses. With their high-stepping gait, originally trained so plantation owners could have a smooth ride as they surveyed their property. But now lots of money is at stake, with millions of dollars in stud fees for a winning horse at the annual championship called the Celebration.
1389.
Competition is fierce, and for years there's been great suspicion in the horse world about just how some top trainers get their horses to produce what is called the big lick.
It's a stride, it's a lick, it's a gait. It's not something that any horse does naturally. This is a totally artificially man-made, created gait.
And now there's proof of what some trainers are doing behind the scenes in Tennessee's beautiful horse country. Down this gravel road, caught on tape in this barn. Undercover video being seen for the first time tonight. Made by an investigator for the Humane Society, who went to work for one of the leading figures in an American tradition gone awry, Jackie McConnell, seen here beating a horse. Keith Dane of the Humane Society described what is known as soring, creating painful sores on the horse's front ankles.
They'll apply drops of either mustard oil, croton oil, diesel fuel, even hand cleaners that have an abrasive or caustic effect to them.
Right on the horse's
right on the ankle. And then they will wrap it with a plastic wrap, and that will cause the chemicals to essentially cook or seep into the skin and the flesh of the horse, making it very tender.
Then later, the video shows McConnell and his stable hands putting heavy metal chains around the open sores.
Then when the horse is ridden, the chain hits that pastern, causing pain and causing that sort of flinch or opposite reaction.
So it's a flinch? Is that what we're really seeing?
Essentially, yes. The horse is responding in pain and picking up their feet.
The horses on the video appear to be in such great pain, they often refuse to get up and are whipped by the stable hands. In other scenes, McConnell and his stable hands use sticks and cattle prods in what the Humane Society says is stewarding, teaching the horse to stay still when inspectors test for sensitivity to pain.
One trainer is notorious for using a cigarette and burning the horse with a cigarette at the training barn.
The trainer caught on the tape, McConnell, is well known in the walking horse world, hired again and again by wealthy patrons to train their horses. When this video was recorded last year, McConnell was on a federal disqualification list, but continued to train horses and show up at major horse events where he boasted of what he was doing.
I've been pretty good. Yeah. You ain't had no complaints, have you?
But McConnell's not so cocky now, facing a federal indictment based on the undercover tape.
Do you have any regrets about what you did to those horses?
I have no comment.
He showed no signs of remorse when we tracked him down outside his home this week.
Don't you want to say something about that? Don't you want to apologize? Don't you want to apologize?
I don't have any comment.
Call his lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
Do people have to cheat to win?
No, sir.
Dr. Steve Mullins runs an organization formed 3 years ago to test Tennessee walking horses at major events and stop the abuse.
Take a look at this.
We showed him the undercover tape of McConnell.
I think it's disgusting. I don't condone that at all.
Is this widespread? Do other trainers do this same thing? Have they been doing it for years?
I can't speak about years before, but I do not believe that goes on now. I do not believe that is rampant.
But at last year's championship celebration, in a random inspection, federal agents found foreign substances in swabs on the legs of 52 of 52 horses tested.
It becomes an addiction. You like that look.
What does it take to get that look?
Jennie Jackson has been a walking horse trainer for almost 40 years and says it remains a widespread problem. She and her husband Nathanael have been trying to clean up the mess, a mess she says she was part of when she first started in the industry.
I couldn't believe how vicious I had become. The cruelty, the monster that I had turned into to make those horses do that thing. And it just rips my heart apart because I know what those horses are going through. For what? For a blue ribbon that costs $1.95?
Hello? We went back to McConnell's stables this week, the scene of the crime, and found it pretty much out of business. All of the stalls empty, except for this one. But for the Humane Society video, it would be hard to believe that anyone could treat an animal like this the way McConnell did for so long, until he was finally caught. Jackie McConnell's lawyer says McConnell will go to court next week in Chattanooga to plead guilty to one of the counts on which he was indicted. And late today, we heard from one of the big corporate sponsors of the Tennessee Walking Horse Championship, Pepsi, which said it has now severed its ties with the event as a result of our ABC News investigation. Cynthia?
So important. Thank you, Brian. Up next, J-Lo is this year's hottest star in the world, at least according to Forbes magazine. How she beat out Bieber and Beyonce and Oprah.